Yo, what's up guys? MarvelousDream here. Today we're going to discuss some things that are happening in World 0, with the World 10 being made, as well as what to look for in 2023 as this game progresses into the new year. All this information will be from Kensai's stream. He is a developer at World 0, and he does a lot of developer streams. You guys should definitely go check him out. But I put together a bunch of clips of him discussing what is to come for World 0. I've created chapters for you guys to skip around to see what was talked about in the series of his streams, the last 3 streams of December 22nd. Before those, his last 3 streams are the videos that I looked at and gathered information about World 0. Remember, all of this information is subject to change. He has ideas that will come, but some ideas might not come into World 0. He also does show a staff that will be in the World 10, and we'll discuss some things in World 10 then for you guys.
Amount that I'm about to leak. I'm going to tell you every single thing that is coming out in the next 3 months. You guys ready? So, the things that are coming...
So yeah, this was during one of his developer streams, and he just trolled us by cutting the audio, but it does honestly look like he is talking about something, so if someone wants to slow it down, I didn't have the time to do that, maybe it is actually what is
months
told.
to go, and it should be pretty cool. I'm excited, for that one battle pass that I mentioned that's going to be absolutely insane. And then that one thing that's being added to the cash shop is going to be nuts. It's going to be so cool, and you guys, I can't wait.
Remember guys, I made chapters for you guys to jump around and all that, but we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this video. This first part, he's going to talk about the lead programmer. Unfortunately did move on, no lost bad blood or anything like that, and what they're going to be doing this coming New Year's.
Starting in the new year, Austin, me, and Talon are going to sit down, and we're going to go through every single thing in the game and just let Talon absorb everything there is so that he has a good understanding of everything in the game. That way, he could do his job well and not be lost trying to scramble through the code. Now, that means we're going to start off pretty slow into the new year. But we do have World 10. World 10 is being worked on. World 10 is almost done. The gear, the Tier 5 gear for World 10 is already complete. The map is about maybe like 45% complete. So we are going to be getting World 10 out. And then after, and I do want to note, World 10 is going to be something we go all out for. We are going to be making World 10 the best world we've ever made.
So here he's going to show a staff that is actually going to be in the game. And from this, it's going to look like it's going to be a steampunk theme for World 10. So you're going to kind of see something with the glasses, steam, metal, all that, gears, and a clock. Maybe even some robots is what might come as the enemies for this game. That's just my guess, but if you guys have any other guesses, definitely put them in the description or in the comments of the video then.
That's just because the lighting's very dark in the picture. But like in the game, obviously the lighting would be on it, and the gear in the middle, the blue gear would be glowing and stuff like that. Like it would look more alive than the picture does. And if I have the time, which I think we will, the Tier 5 armor, I know everybody wears a costume. Anyway, I am going to make it so that the Tier 5 armor either has moving parts, like the cogs are moving in the armor, or it has glowing parts that kind of pulsate, like animated. So it really stands out compared to everything else. That the community would actually enjoy that. I'm sure there are some people that would totally enjoy like a guild castle PvP thing, but I'm just not entirely sure how it would work.
Yeah, so
but I mean,
obviously talking about guilds, he's also going to talk about guild halls and all that. But here he's going to go more into the World 10 and the minimum requirement level kind of thing.
That's exactly what happened. I'm just saying, like, they shouldn't have added the altar and then start adding more worlds. What level requirement will there be for World 10? So actually, when we release World 10, we're going to be shifting things over a little bit because for some reason, every world has a 15 level gap. And then you get to World 8 and it's only a 10 level gap and it makes no sense. I get the level 100 looks pretty and all that, but I would rather it be level 105 and then World 9 would be, 120 and then World 10 would be 135 because that just, it makes way more sense. And the amount of dungeons, like if you look at the amount of dungeons, it makes way more sense to go from Tower 3 level 100 to 8-1 level 105, not 100.
So it just
That
is
does not make
OCD
sense.
kind of thing.
It,
I
like,
could
literally
see
breaks
what
the
he's
progression,
coming
because throughout
out
you
of it
have,
though, yeah.
Your 5 level gaps throughout.
5 level gaps, yeah.
And then you get to this and it's like, what the hell is that?
So it's more of OCD kind of thing there, but he might be changing the levels.
Guildhall is still happening in
world.
the future. Very easy update to do. But we'd want to give you something that's within the Guildhall. But making it so you could join a Guildhall, not that crazy, because dungeons, they use the same logic in worlds. But we'd have to make sure that
think
there's at
that he's
least
going to do a
some
lot
kind
more
of reason
stuff
behind the Guildhall.
with guilds and maybe even PvP and stuff like that in 2023. That's what I would look forward to the most, actually.
Something about guild seasons, if they weren't so broken, if guild seasons weren't so broken, right? Because it doesn't, and everybody complains about, our guild rewards, but it doesn't take a lot of effort to make an aura, a title, and a mount, another title. If guilds weren't as glitchy, and if we can get it so that you're getting your guild points every time you run a dungeon, right? And there's no question, because last season we had so much going wrong with guilds. If that wasn't a problem, I would literally run guild seasons throughout the year. Like, I would have a week intermission, start the next one. And I don't care if your guild gets burnt out, because another guild will just take your place and be on the leaderboard. It gives more opportunity for other guilds to get on the leaderboard. Everybody's always like, oh, but my guild won't be able to participate in 2 guild seasons in a row. They're not going to like that. They don't have to. Like, you don't have to participate in every single guild season.
I'm surprised if he does do something like that, but that can be very beneficial, because I've gotten into this game late with, I think it's Season 7 or Season 6 being over, and I made a guild, but we're doing all this stuff, and it's nothing we can get from doing it right now, but I mean, that's more I just kind of joined, but it is, I would like to see something like that, definitely. I'm going to do this more like as a react kind of video, look at it with you guys, and have my own comments on it now. So he's going to talk about World Zero gear and how you can get like that perfect kind of gear without having and being able to choose the perks. So he's looking possibly to make new perks. When Tier 5 comes out, people aren't going to really want Tier 5 because they already have the perfect World Zero armor or weapon. So what I took from this is actually that you should possibly get your Zero altar gear and all that like as soon as possible. And not wait for the World 10 and all that updates.
In a row, they're not going to like that. They don't have to. Like, you don't have to participate in every single guild season. Despising the fact that players have perfect Zero gear. Oh, yeah. So people get perfect Zero gear, they empower it, whatever, and now that's just the gear they have no matter what. If I release World 10, we give you Tier 5s, no one's going to want the Tier 5s. They have perfect Zero gear already. There's literally no point to grind any Tier 5s once you get that perfect Zero gear, and I really feel like Zero gear was brought to the game too early, and that's why I'm moving it to World 10. It's not going to fix current players, but it's going to fix new players. And then that's where the world-specific perks come in, because then we'll be adding new perks to the system. And while it might not break the meta, and while it might not replace the things that are the best right now, it'll at least shake things up and give people something else to grind for if they want to try out those different perks or see what's going on and make new gear rather than having the same Zero gear forever. I think empowering and Zero gear was the worst thing that ever came to the game. Zero gear, especially empowering, I'm not too sure on, but yeah.
Here he goes more in detail with weapons. Somebody asked him a different question on it.
Will Zero weapons ever be changed? Because I grinded during Halloween, got lots of Zero gear. Yeah, Sleepy. That's the big thing. The thing about Zero gear is I feel like it was brought into the game too early, to the point where you get perfect Zero gear early on, and then you have no reason to grind out like any new items, right? You don't have no interest in Tier 5s unless you're just trying to trade them away for money. So the thing is, what I want to do is I want to move the altar to World 10 when it comes out, the Zero altar. and then I want to throw some different perks into the game, like world-specific perks that you can only get from each world. So that'll kind of break up where you can get the gear from, the perks that you want, and then we can throw in some new perks as well. And nothing meta-breaking, but at least enough to make it so it's not so stale. Whole game.
Part of this video was blurry and some of it was had black bars. I just realized that. Sorry about that. But in this instance, he's going to talk about how how he wants to change the upgrade system to this kind of stuff. And I agree with this, what he's going to say here.
World 7, I want to make upgrading instantaneous but more expensive, so you don't have to sit there, watch the little hammer go across the screen, and then you get to 10% and you're clicking the button, you're spending all your money, you have no gold left, and you still haven't even gotten an upgrade. It's not really fair. I'd rather make it expensive, or at least up the price so that you see what you're spending, you know what you're spending, but it is a guaranteed cost, a guaranteed upgrade. World specific perks would be really cool. So like a specific perk that you can only get in World 2, World 3, World 4, World 5, World 6, whatever. A perk that you have to do dungeons there in order to obtain it on your item. And then something else that I want to do is engaging boss fights. Right now, our boss fights are not really engaging, and everybody's complaining about claws, which I get. I'll get into that later.
I honestly think most of the dungeons are in pretty easy, especially the claws one. The claws one takes long. He has a lot of stuff, but of course you're gonna have to figure things out. But I use a summoner. I think I can blow through stuff easy. I know that doesn't mean I don't fail sometimes. I have failed sometimes. But it's kind of easy if if they only have like a melee kind of attack, then you're gonna have to be right there. But as a summoner, I sit back and just and let my minions and all that do their things. But
like, for example,
I don't see
a lot of the bosses don't
why.
like. Let's say the Aether King.
Yeah, he's gonna go into this.
He's not engaging at all. You can stand there and smack the Aether King until he dies. There's no mechanic. There's nothing about it. There's nothing scary. You're just smacking it until it dies. The hand boss in World 8, you're smacking it until it dies. The blob dude in World 8, you're just smacking it until it dies. There's nothing exciting about that. Everybody says, oh, bring back old towers, but nobody gives me a solution, which I'm working on, is to just fix what we have. Because, let me just explain. There's a lot of work that goes into making those towers that have all the separate little rooms, like, so that it kind of generates itself and yada yada. The way we have it now is just a lot simpler for us to get out. But I do agree that it is extremely boring, extremely stale, and it takes forever. Now, I would like to improve upon what we have. So make the wave defense, send the next wave after you kill the set of mobs. Or, throw some randomness into the bosses that spawn. Throw some randomness into the mobs that spawn. Something that makes it more engaging than just standing in the middle of the room and smacking everything till it dies. That is the solution.
You have to give it to Kensai, honestly. He has these ideas and he knows it's simple right now and he wants to improve the game and keep working on it and making it a better game in general, so people keep coming back and have a reason to. So he has a lot of ideas. It's just about, it's probably a small team, and they have to work things through. So you got to admire it. You have to admire his dream for the game kind of thing.
Any update on the Transmog feature? We haven't started work on it, but it is something I definitely want to get in. It would be really cool to get in with World 10, but our programmer Locard actually resigned. He's leaving Twin Atlas to go pursue other things, and that, perfectly fine. But we're going to be taking a little bit of a setback while our other programmer, Talon, kind of catches up, learns what he's got to get done, and we're going to work our best to get World 10 out and then see what we can do from there. But I do.
So, from what I understand of Transmog, usually it's in MMOs. From what research I did, I could be wrong if anyone helps me with this. Basically, it's when, I guess, if you have a certain class that you're using right now and you have a certain weapon or armor, I think transmogging is when you wear like a different class's armor, but it's still like the armor for it's just like more of a I believe another appearance kind of thing. I could be totally wrong in that. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I think it's something that has to deal with just the appearance of a different class that you're using kind of thing.
Battle passes are, because I feel
Here
like
he
we have a
talks
lot
about
of filler in the battle passes, and I think I talked
yeah,
about this last
checking
time.
with
It's just
like
so
the
much
battle
filler
passes.
rather than just packed with
Um,
content.
That's a
Like,
big part of games nowadays is the battle pass. So what he goes into say is basically that maybe he can have like one battle pass each second week or one a month kind of thing. Um, this actually makes companies and it makes consumers engage in the game more and come back and because they have something else to look forward to. So right now he's gonna he goes in to say that there's like fillers, like nobody really needs pet candy stuff like that. But that's one thing he's like looking to do in 2023.
I just, no one wants the pet candy, right? Equipment chests are okay. Super equipment chests are good. No one really wants the die boxes, to be honest. So when is the next Prestige roughly going to be released? I have no idea. That requires us making a new class, and I haven't figured that one out yet. It's definitely not in the early next year. We have some other stuff like World 10 planned for that.
So he said it's not early 2023, but that leaves it open to, if he gets all these mechanics that he wants to get finished, that there might be a new tier coming out kind of thing. But that's subject to change. You gotta take it with a grain of salt kind of thing.
Let's say the Amethyst Night, and it just cycled through RGB. What would you think of that?
RGB cycling through LEDs. Every gamer likes LEDs. Mouse, keyboard, all that. That's something that having that as a cosmetic kind of thing on this game would be very, very nice. Another person did ask him about class tiers, and he does go into more detail on this.
There's going to be some
part.
really cool mage class. We're going to be fixing up demon. There's going to be another sword type class, probably a great sword. I don't know. I'm not going to go too into it. Nothing's finalized as far as the new classes go, so I'm really not going to talk about it too much because things can still be changed.
Exactly, but hope. There's hope.
Don't worry, we wouldn't do the other mage first.
Now he says that Talon, one of their programmers, is going to look into
revamp. And then we have
revamp
our cash shop revamp that is being redone by Talon. That is going to be super cool. The brand new UI to fit all of our Robux spending items into one UI. And we're going to be introducing things like one-off weapon skins, like a Captain America shield, a Sailor Moon staff, or the swords from Sword Art Online, stuff like that. We're going to have cosmetic packs. So like, let's say like a Void cosmetic pack. So you get like a Void weapon skin, you get a Void armor, a Void hat, something like that, a Void aura, So you can get like a pack if you want to spend your Robux, if you want to look cool. Vanity only. It's not going to be anything that like
always,
but
exactly. And that's what any game should be like. It should be cosmetic kind of stuff. There's nothing that should be pay to win kind of thing, and that's what he's sticking with. I don't know the copyright infringement on, if he would do the Captain America shield and stuff like that. I have no idea. I don't think he would be able to do that, but it is something that would be very sick, especially cosmetic wise. Just kind of having that would be really cool.
And then something else I would like to do are leaderboards. I don't know exactly what leaderboard I want to do, but I do want to have a leaderboard somewhere for something that players can be like, I did that. Like, that's me on the top of the leaderboard, and give you something to strive for, to show your friends, show the community, be like, that's me. I'm in the top 10 of whatever. More than guilds.
And that's a really good point to make, leaderboards. It's he actually goes through on his stream. He did go through like background kind of stuff. Like he can see like on this state how many people died on this dungeon, how many won the dungeon, how much gold has been through the market, 47 million, whatever. kind of thing. It just kind of goes up and down, but he can see a lot, and he has been showing that in his streams. Again, definitely check out his streams, guys. You know, he is open to, you know, receiving questions about the game and what's to come, so it's definitely something to look forward to. I'll put his stream in the link, obviously, in the description. So but that's it, from what I gathered throughout those clips. I didn't know exactly how I wanted to do this video. I was, at first I was like going, you know, pausing and then telling me what's gonna happen, and then I started reacting to it, kind of thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Keep your ears open, eyes open. You know, let's hope for a good return on World 10. And go from there then. But if you guys want to catch me at all, you had a good time, you made it through all the way through the video, and I'd be surprised. Go ahead and follow me on Twitch and check some streams out, as well as subscribe on YouTube for more World Zero stuff. Then thank you guys for watching.